I'm going to discuss about what's new in Server Manager of Windows Server 2012. So Server Manager was there in previous version of operating systems as well in the server operating systems like Windows Server 2008, Windows Server 2008 R2, but it is now more efficient in Windows Server 2012 and Windows Server 2012 R2. So Server Manager are basically uh, in Windows Server 2012 is allowed, and it provides the management console to help IT professionals provision and manage both local and remote Windows-based servers from their desktops without requiring either physical access to servers or need to enable remote desktop protocol connections to each server. So it is now more efficient than what it used to be before, because in the previous versions of Server Manager it allows to manage server of the local server, but now it is more efficiently allowed to access or manage both local and remote based servers as well. So for example, you have a big forest domain, and you have more than one servers to manage. For example, you have alternate domain server, you have primary domain, you have child domain, you have one DNS server, you have DHCP server, and all are standalone servers and not connecting with each other. They all are standalones and not a part of one server. So in that case, it is very huge task for someone to manage those servers. If there is admins, it is a huge task to go there in each and every server and go ahead and manage those servers. But here you need not to worry about these things. You just need and it provides a management console to allow access of DNS server, DHCP server, child domain, and primary domain, alternate domain in one management console. And you need not to require either physical access, or you just go ahead with enabling remote desktop and capture the screen of the server. You just have to set in a server manager, and from their own desktop, admin can able to manage or access those servers from one centralized location. Server Manager in Windows 2012 is now support remote multi-server management and help increase number of servers and administration can manage. So it is now support the number of server, the increased number of server, no matter whatsoever. But the only condition is that those servers have to be a Windows-based servers and not to be in different environment or different based operating systems. So it's either Linux or any other operating system. It has to be in one condition, Windows based server, and the rest it can support remote multi-server management and help increase number of servers and administrator can manage. So the number of servers are increasing, and from one centralized management console, admin can access and can utilize the power of server management and can manage those servers in one centralized location. Now, Microsoft also recommends Microsoft System Center Suite to manage an enterprise level number of servers in the organization. So for example, you have a mid-level or enterprise level of server. You have a mid-level company or big company which has a huge number of servers. We have n number of DNS server, a couple of DHCP servers are there. You have client servers are there. Even if you have a print server as well. So if you are managing a couple of servers, for example, like something around 50 to 100 servers, then Microsoft recommend these Microsoft System Center suite. So it's a different kind of uh, uh, different kind of a server management from Microsoft, and basically it's a cloud-based server management. We were going to learn about it in upcoming videos, but this is what Microsoft recommends for the mid-level or enterprise level of organization if you have a huge number of servers to manage. In that case, even server management or server manager will not be that efficient, but with via cloud-based technology, you can very easily manage the number of servers, as we have already discussed in the introduction video of Windows Server 2012 as well, that since Microsoft conceptualized the Windows Server, that it has Windows Server 2012 and the next level operating system will move to the concept of cloud server, or in such an environment, and we will produce such an environment that via one cloud centralized location you can access the entire forest. That is why this particular suite is more important for the mid-level or higher level of organization. Now, in a note, server management cannot be used to manage a new release of Windows Server operating system. So server manager cannot be used to manage the upcoming Windows Server operating system. So for example, if Windows Server Manager running on Windows Server 2012 or Windows 8 cannot be used to manage servers that are running Windows Server 2012 R2. So Server Manager of Server 2012 R2 can manage the previous versions, but Server Manager running on the previous versions of operating system cannot able to manage the upcoming operating systems, which is Windows Server 2012 R2, and in upcoming days when Microsoft launches the Server 2016 in a full-fledged way, it cannot be able to manage it. May have to upgrade your server manager, and it cannot manage the upgraded version of operating system from the previous version of server manager. Now, the task server manager can perform, well, the first is add remote servers to a pool of servers that server manager can be used to manage. So you can create a pool of servers, pool of remote servers, which can be used to manage. For example, you have a couple of, as I mentioned, you have a couple of servers to be managed. For example, you have a primary domain, and now you have a additional domain, you have a child domain. So if, for example, you have a primary domain, you have a child domain named accounts, you have a child domain called help desk, you have a child domain called for example, if any department, like you have other departments like data servers, or payroll, or database, any company who are managing database, or any department who are managing database, you can allot those additional servers to them as well. So you can create a pool. In the pool you have plenty of a number of servers. You have 1 or 2 servers along with the departmental machines. So you can create a pool like that. Also, create and edit custom groups of servers, such as servers that are in specific geographical location or serve a specific purpose. So as I mentioned, that if you are creating a pool, now in this other example, if the servers are in different location, for example, I'm managing my group in a location like Mumbai, and if my company acquire a group called a small group are now acquired and is now situated in some other location called Bangalore or Noida, then you can access those as well. So if you link those servers with your primary domain, you can very much able to access those you can access those servers in a geographical location which is different. You can manage those servers from Mumbai to Noida or from Mumbai to Bangalore. So you can very much able to access those servers no matter what server, if it is situated in some other specific geographical location. Now you can install and uninstall roles, services, and features on local or remote servers that are running Windows Server 2012 R2 or Windows Server 2012. So as we mentioned that since you can able to access those servers, you can able to access the server without having any physical access or by going through the remote sessions. You can very much able to manage the roles, their services, their features. Now you can view and make changes to server roles, features that are installed and either local or remote servers. You can also determine server status, identify critical events, and analyze and troubleshoot configure issues or failures. So for example, if a DHCP server have some problem, it have some problems, so you can go ahead and able to analyze what the problem is. You can create a log of it and you can troubleshoot according to it. You can check the events as well where that issue created, where the system fails. You can also create an audit by checking through server manager, and you can check where the issue persists and where the issue started, and you can able to troubleshoot there and there as well. You can customize events, performance data, services, and best practice analyzer results about which you want to alert it on the server manager dashboard. So you can create all by ensuring that your server have the healthy status and it is not falling in any issues. So you just go ahead and make sure that your server is working fine. You can also refresh data that is displayed in the server manager console about managed servers. You can create and refresh data as per your whatever in log. If it is displayed accordingly, you can manage and refresh your database. You can perform management tasks associated with the operational life cycles of servers, such as starting or stopping services, and start other tools that allow you to configure a server's network settings, users and groups, and remote desktop connections. You can also perform tasks associated with the operational lifecycle of roles that are installed on servers, including scanning roles for compliance and best practices. So this is what the task of server manager is all about, and we're going to perform a tutorials as well on the server managers, what are the new thing server manager have, how it now looks in Windows Server 2012 R2, and how we can perform the tasks through it, and how we can manage the other server as well through Windows Server 2012 server manager. So this is what the basic of what's new in server manager of Windows Server 2012. I hope you learned something from it. Well, thanks for watching.